What it hurts was Drew comes in. Side note, I knew that. Yeah, that's not his beer, man.
I was gonna say that's kind of a dick move.
It was.
Like that's just.
Welcome to another week in Drug in Public, guys. I appreciate you for tuning in. I'm your host, Victor Santana. With Drew, bring the people together, one beer at a time, one community at a time. We're back at Noble Ray's, our first actual podcast here, where we've been talking about you guys for years. So I'm here with Tommy Miller.
Yep. Chris Rigolo.
Chris.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I'm bad with names.
No, you're good, man.
I'm really bad with names. But we love you guys. We talk about you guys all the time. And we've been talking about your new setup. We haven't been here for a few months, and it's fucking beautiful.
Yeah. It's pretty much, city mandated at this point. We had the fire marshal.
Tap room every time you come in, there's something
different.
Yeah, because the city will kind of be like, you can't do that. And we're like, okay, can we do this? We're like, sure. And then somebody else new from the city will come in and be like, oh, you can't do that. And we're like, all right, well, now we're going to do this.
I hate that when that happens. But for people who don't know, you have this history with the city for New Year's Eve party.
No, well, this last year, I feel like we're good. We're in a good spot. It was 2018?
Coming to 2018.
2017, 2018. Yeah. Like it was us, Pedicolis, and Bishop Cider got hit. We didn't get shut down on New Year's like everybody else did, but we got shut down that week.
Yeah, next day.
Yeah, it was pretty much the next day.
The first.
I think it's a testament to how badass the party was. The fire marshals were like, "Yo, this party's lit. You guys just keep on going."
Yeah. They did come in. So they came in, and it was pretty much 10:30, 11 o'clock, and they're like, "You got to shut it down." And I was like, "Nah."
I think they would have had a riot on their hands at that point.
I mean, there was 300 to 400 plus people. All inside. We had something outside, but But it was all through the brewery, dock, area.
Damn. How, did you guys crowd surf to get through, or how did y'all?
No, people were pretty respectful. I mean, if you wanted to walk somewhere, people would just be let you go through. So
there's probably a little bit more people than we thought were going to be there. But so not expecting it, but it was a fun party.
Well, I think it actually helped out too that everybody else got shut down, because we were literally that week of trying to figure out which party we were going to go to. Pennycolas, you guys, and it was man, we don't want to go to. Well, one of them shut down already. We can't make it to that one.
Pedicolas, they came in at the end of theirs and were like, shut it down. We're like, okay. We're literally wrapping shit up in an hour.
Get out of here.
So Bishop, they got hit pretty bad though.
They got hit first, or Pedicolas got hit?
I think it was Pedicolas, and they went.
They shut theirs down before they even got it going.
They didn't even get to do their party, so they went in on the Saturday. And they pretty much were they had to refund. It was $25,000.
Oh my god! Because
that's
super pumped. They bring up a huge crowd. So
I know this is going on. They've been on a year and a half, 2 years going on now. A year and a half. So, But when they first opened, we worked right across the street, or down the street, I should say. And we used to go there, and it was beautiful, and people get busy, but not as busy as now. It's insanely packed.
Well, now it's because I remember when they opened up, they were just a tap room. And it was nice, and I liked the big, beautiful space. And then Joel's just pretty much looking for hey man, how do I get people in here? Because it's the same thing. It's the design district, man. How do you bring a crowd in? And he was a
Can't
genius.
Just be a tap room anymore.
Well, he was a genius. He was just I'm gonna do a cidercade, and I kind of remember being man, we have free arcade games. Nobody's gonna show up for that. And he was like, no, I'm gonna do this.
They went balls. They got all the pinballs in the back.
Oh, dude, yeah. And he's gone so deep that it's he's taken away from his production area, it seems like. So I remember his the whole back area used to be all
the
production,
and
then it's
one skee-ball machine.
Yeah, it's the next day you walk in, it's skee-ball machine.
Damn, I haven't been there in a year
all
either.
This other stuff, and then they've got this glass partition. And it's this is where we do all of our production now. And you're just man, everything's been relegated this massive building. It's 10,000 square feet. And it's 1,000 square feet of it is for production, and the rest is arcade games, which is dope.
It's really dope when they bring the money in.
Oh, for sure. I mean, what is it, $10 to get in? It's just free play arcade. You start off the day already making money just by people walking through the door
and then buying beers. What I like free to play. I'm not gonna say I don't like it, I don't enjoy it, but I think Cider Cake has better quality games than free to play. The free to play in Arlington and free to play in Richardson. I think Cider Cake has better arcades, period, than both of them.
Well, free play tries to do their whole they want to make it to they rebuild the arcade games. Like, so it's like all original parts, all original, as original as they can get.
Yeah.
And I think Cider K is just like, let's get these dope games in, let's get this in, whatever's going to bring a crowd in.
We have super old arcades, and free to play's always coming. Trying to fix it.
We've Free Play came in and tried to fix one of our arcade games that
too.
started
I
smoking.
don't want to say I don't
Really?
like.
So that was
been there,
hilarious.
but I like the guys. They're super cool.
Well, if the one in Richardson, I don't know where you live by any means, but if you live close to Richardson or close to Arlington, go to either one. They're super
Go ahead,
cool
Tommy.
people.
Tell everybody on the podcast.
No,
so they can, give your address, zip code.
But if you live close to either one and you just want to check them out, I like it because there's a combination of craft beer, a place to sit down and eat.
Oh
and
they got like a small kitchen. And
yeah,
stuff
small
like that,
kitchen. It was something like simple pizza. Most likely frozen pizza they reheat. I don't know. I'm assuming.
Hey man,
I'm assuming. There's nothing wrong with that. I still eat frozen pizza.
There ain't no shame in that game.
No.
But they got a pretty cool. They do like a Twitch. I don't know if they still do, but they used to do like a Twitch live stream in the arcade, and they would bring like someone from the beer industry in, and they drink beers in front of arcade and talk, and so it's kind of
Nice.
cool.
Interesting.
I know for the one in Richardson, they organize tournaments there.
Yeah, we normally sponsor it. So.
Okay.
You guys have done some stuff here, right? Like
Yeah,
beer tournaments?
we tried to do
We
some.
did one.
Yeah, we did one, and it was funny because I think all the guys that came out to be in it were all from like Free Play. Like they all worked for Free Play. It was just like,
They're all
do you
like
guys
pros
just
at it now?
don't do this enough at work that you wanted to come here and beat the crap out of people in arcade games?
See, I thought I was good at it. Like I learned really early on in life that I was good for my apartment building I lived in, and I was good for my family. But then when you get out to the rest of the world, you realize you ain't shit.
Right.
I was like,
yeah, it's kind of like me with sports. Like I was good for my neighborhood, and then I was like, oh, high school, not good.
yeah, let's get you out to the real world.
Yeah, people just say
Yeah.
stomp on you after a certain point.
And my daughter, we got a PS4 as my excuse to get one, so I can play games.
No, it's hers.
Yeah, it's hers. It's in her room. She likes to play video games and stuff, and play like Roblox and little games. But then I get on like any other game, I just get absolutely smashed, and some like kids just talking mad shit, and I'm like, I'm done with this. I'm way too
That's
old
why I
for this
don't
shit.
do the group play thing where you just have like somebody talking shit to you.
Yeah.
Because I can't just stand a 13-year-old talking shit to me.
Well,
I'll just be like, listen.
Especially when you get your ass handed to you. I can't do this right now.
Get a mortgage and you start paying some bills. I want to hear.
Talk to me.
Yeah, come
Yeah,
talk
you
to me.
leave, go to school, come back home, play video game all day.
Yeah.
You work 12 hours, come back and do the same thing. See how you feel. I'm bad with names, man, all the time. Talk about being bad with things. I have one of the funniest stories that I haven't talked about often on the podcast, but I remember fondly. Thanks to this fucker. All right, here it's Barampus, right here. So before we started the podcast, he knew more about craft beer than I did, and we just wanted to have a show and hang out and drink. So we went to a craft beer place. We ordered some beers. He said, "Tell me what you like in these beers," so he could map out the shows and what he's gonna bring for beers. I found out I like Barampus. I'm like, oh shit! I found the craft beer that I like. Delicious, by the way. Barampus. Come here to the tap room. New batch.
Deliciousness.
Drink it. But it's delicious. So I associated Barampus with Bitter Sisters. For some reason, I just had that association.
Alliteration, Bitter Sisters, Barampus. The
Go
beat.
bees.
I get it. I get it.
Goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
So the first brewery I had was Petty Colas. Awesome show. Then I got excited. I was like, okay, well, we just had a badass show, surprisingly with Petty Colas. Let's get the next brewer in here. I was like, let's get the one with that beer, Barampus. It's like, I'm gonna email Bitter Sisters. I email them, get them to come on the podcast. And as he's ready to come on the podcast, I'm talking to him, telling him the story how much I fell in love with the Barampus. It was my
On the show.
on the show,
Yeah.
and it was a live show at the time too. It was a live show.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was a live show.
Those millions of viewers we
Yeah,
had
all
all the time.
It's still millions upon millions around the world. No, so I'm telling this live, and I can't like just shut it down and start over.
Right.
So I tell him the story, and he's
shit.
listening calmly, and he knows it's not his beer. So I'm just telling all the praises I have for it.
Was it one of the mats? Because I feel like it had to be one of the mats.
Yeah, it was.
There's like 3 or 4.
There's a bunch of them, man.
Yeah, no, it was the two main.
I think
couple
it's
started.
I think it's like the requirement to be like
You have to be a
to
Matt.
work
You gotta be a
at
Matt.
Bitter
You
gotta
Sisters.
be
You
a
have to be named Matt. Yeah.
And if not, you
Or
can legally
Carl. I feel like
change it.
Carl's
Yeah,
a
right.
Matt, too.
Yeah.
I know a lot of Carls too.
Yeah, there's a lot of Carls. There's a lot of Mats. There's only one Tommy and one Chris though.
Yeah.
That's true. And you'll find them right here.
Lakewood Tommy.
Now we don't
And
know
he
that
doesn't
Tommy.
mean, hey.
Tommy too.
Yeah, he's Tommy the sequel.
Yeah.
The negative version.
Yeah.
No, so
No, we're gonna start
Just
shit.
about.
he did not approve that message.
So wait, you're saying that you're better than Tommy at Lakewood? That's what I just heard. You guys heard that
I
too,
heard
right?
the same
Okay,
thing.
That's what
We got over the top episode.
Lakewood's awesome. I just had a whole
Shit,
weekend
yeah.
showing my friends about Lakewood. So I had the French Quarters, I had the
Yeah.
Cinnamon, and I had all that. So Lakewood's awesome. I'm only
Oh, I love
talking shit.
Lakewood.
I'm just only talking shit 'cause I like him.
Tommy's my boy over at Lakewood because we did a talk at Hop Jam like 2-3 years ago.
Oh, that's badass.
And it was funny because it was a bunch of Oklahoma breweries, and then they put they put Tommy in it, and then apparently they never told me I was supposed to go on like to a talk that was like 2 hours before. So like, we'll just throw him in with Tommy from Lakewood. And so it was me and Tommy talking the whole time, and like we kept talking over people, like because we knew more about beer than a lot of people there, and it was just funny because the last guy up there got so butthurt because Tommy and I were like just talking the whole time.
Excuse me.
And he pretty much was like, hey, like, I let you talk, you need to let me talk. And then Tommy and I literally just stopped talking and stared at him the entire time he was talking. And it was funny because it was like, we didn't tell each other, we weren't like, hey man, let's fuck with this guy. We just both stopped and we're like, oh, okay. We'll let you talk. And we just like crossed our arms and just like stared at the side of his head for like the last 15 minutes of the discussion. And at the end, he was like, hey guys, I'm so sorry, blah, blah. And we're just like, no, it's cool. Don't worry about it.
It's cool.
Like,
What's done is done.
Yeah.
No,
and then
so-
Tommy and I walked out and we were like, that was fun. Like,
No, it sounds like I wish
Yeah.
it was there recorded because that's a picture
Right?
you could have made a meme.
Right?
You could have made a meme out of that
for
picture.
sure.
When
It
someone
was
talks
awesome.
about your beer in
Yeah,
front
but
of you.
Tommy's cool as shit. So.
No, the whole
And this
crew of
Tommy's
Lakewood.
cool as shit too.
Oh, I think this is the
We're
cooler
both
one.
actually Thomas. So.
Oh, okay.
Correction. I put that in the title change right now. Thomas.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have you
Thomas.
guys have to arm wrestle for the title of Tommy.
I'm down.
The other one's gonna have to be referred to as Thomas from there forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got money on this one. That just FYI. I got.
No, he hasn't even seen
Lakewood Tommy's a big boy too.
No, I got money on you.
Yeah.
No, so the
Don't let us down.
don't let me
Do it
down.
for the brand.
So I end the story with Bitter Sisters. I tell him, and he calmly says, "I'm glad you really like the beer,
Right.
but that's not our beer.
not our beer.
What hurts was Drew comes in. Side note, I knew that.
Yeah, that's not his beer, man.
I was gonna say like that's kind of a dick move.
It was.
Like that's just setting your boy up like that. It's
No,
like,
so I didn't know he was going to bring it up because right beforehand,
How'd you not know?
our other host, we were looking at their beers and online, and I was like, I don't see the one on there, and then but he was setting up or doing something, and so he wasn't involved in the browser search, and so we're like,
You mean the background information that you probably should have done before getting
Yeah, definitely before.
So I wholeheartedly
You didn't
admit,
see that memo?
No, I did not see that email chain.
I didn't put the TPS report on.
Right.
Ah, man.
Cover sheet.
So,
Yeah,
but
we
it
need
was.
cover sheets now.
I know we have the minutes now. After every meeting, we have the minutes. Review what we talked about.
Debrief.
Let's debrief. What do we talk about?
I'm just glad it was super. That would made me love the beer industry more,
Right.
Because after that, he was just super cool. He's like,
Yeah.
"Yo, it's not my beer," but he didn't say anything. He's like, "Yo, that's a good beer. I'm glad you like it,
Right.
But we have other beers you might want to try."
Yeah,
that
so
outside."
if you like that one, then you'll probably like this beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
No,
Those
yeah.
guys say
And no one gets butthurt. For the most
Yeah.
part, I haven't heard. For the short year and a half I've been around the beer industry, I rarely hear someone getting butthurt about something.
People get butthurt, but we keep it to ourselves.
I think everybody overall
But-
is pretty fucking.
As far as
Yeah,
like,
we try to
me-
keep it chill.
yeah, but even that, you take pride in what you do, and
Right.
I understand you might
Right.
take offense to it, but you still will never look around to knock somebody else down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you
All
always
the like brewery beef is just so it's always like stupid drama stuff, but like
Because
at the end of the day,
everyone's
we're all
got
fans of
alcohol
each other.
Yeah.
everyone
Like,
likes beer.
Yeah, we're all like, the reason we got, we love craft beer, so of course we love all the craft breweries around here. So it's all the other like stupid beef stuff is mainly just like drunken shit talking.
Personal
It's-
drunken
Yeah.
stupidity.
Somebody
Yeah.
hooked up with someone's girlfriend and now they're beefing. Turf wars.
I mean, that's no, that's
Turf
different.
wars is
That's
true,
not
man.
beer
It's like, what
related.
colors you wearing, bro?
This is no red block. Get out of here. Get that Pensacola shit out of here.
I mean, we're like in our area within 2 miles. There's like 5-6 breweries. So.
Yeah, you
there's-
guys.
well, Bishop's across the street. We got Bishop across the street. We
Texas
got
L Project.
Pegasus. Community.
There's
Community down the block, too.
outfit.
The new one up the
I
block?
still haven't been over there.
No, this is
field
my
trip that.
We could make a field trip. One day I want to do make it like a podcast event because there's so many beers en route to each other.
Yeah.
You go a little outside of the art district to the left. You got Celestial.
Yeah.
You can hang out there.
I
go
drive
further-
past Celestial every day on
You
my
go
way
further
in to
south,
work. Yeah.
you got
Celestial's
Oak Cliff
1.1 miles from our brewery.
1.1 miles.
I get on my ways a lot.
And what is it? Pedicolis is like
1 mile exactly.
Yeah, it's
from
1
our
mile
door to their
exactly.
door.
Really?
And you can walk down the trail. It's like 1 mile.
Yeah.
Oh no,
It's like a
actually,
beer
from,
crawl.
like if you go from like on the trail, it's less than a mile.
Yeah.
It's I remember.
That's pretty badass,
Yeah,
though.
it's like
Get your
maybe
workout
like a
before
half
you go.
mile or something
Yeah.
like that. Half mile.
They get
Celestial is like my daughter goes to school in Uptown, and then so if I leave here before I go get like 30 minutes, I'll just like drop by Celestial, go and get a pint, talk to
QC,
them.
make sure everything's good.
It's nice
Yeah.
in between,
Yeah.
see what
Right.
crazy thing they're doing.
Yeah.
But it's it's
yeah,
a
Matt
good
and those
like,
guys are cool as shit.
yeah. This area is just like it's badass.
It's the best place for
breweries.
craft beer right now.
We have the guys ride bikes through here. They
Yeah.
got like 6
The
breweries.
six-pack trail.
Yeah, I just hit them up. I was supposed to hit them up earlier in February to do a podcast with them to promote their trail.
Yeah.
But I got busy and I forgot to email them, and that's my fault. So I reached out to them today. I was like,
Yeah.
hey, since I have
No, they're good dudes. They'll
There's
do it,
another
man.
group too that came through here
Red
a
Star.
couple of weekends ago. There
Yeah.
it was just like this random bike crew pulled up and they came in. I was like, "Oh, y'all with the 6-pack?" And they're like, "No, just ride. Like we just
Ride,
can hit
right.
all these breweries."
Yeah.
Hit the trails.
And make your
But
own
this is
thing.
such a good. I've been talking. That's why I want to do a podcast
Right.
showcasing this stretch of DFW or just Dallas, I should say.
Oh yeah.
This is the best 4-mile radius for craft beer. You know,
Yeah.
within 4 miles, I want to believe Deep Brain Dead is close by.
Yeah.
You
Granddad's like, well, we can get there in like 10 minutes.
I know we get there pretty fast, but I don't know how's the mile radius. But I was like, within the 4-mile radius,
Like 3-4 miles. Yeah.
that
Well, I
that's
mean,
the-
they're what, less than a block away from our farmers market spot.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
just attach to that and then 4
Yeah,
mile
boom,
radius from
there,
there.
boom, boom.
Yeah.
There it is.
Noble Ray too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Noble Ray 2.0.
There you go.
No, this is a great stretch of
Yeah.
craft beer area. You
Yeah.
got Craft and Grouse at the
Yeah.
end over there.
Yeah, always over there.
Oak Cliff Brewing has been doing a lot of great things. Their Super High Gravity was
Yep.
really good. I wish I could can it or bottle it myself and then let it sit
Right.
and see how it will be a year from now. I think that's gonna be fucking delicious.
All right, knowing Todd, they got Todd, so they're gonna come
Yeah.
with a lot of barrel aged
Yeah.
stuff, and yeah, he's the man. So.
Let's talk a little bit about the brand that is
The
Noble
brand.
Ray. So you guys are really, really well known, and everybody always talks like really highly of like the artwork and like really innovative. Yep, as you can see here.
This artwork.
One of the few
Yes.
stackable cans that has the artwork go
Yeah, I
together.
call them adult Legos.
That's a good way to put it. I like it.
Yeah, they stack up. You
Yeah.
can mix and match.
Yeah.
You know, Make it fun.
Who came up with that idea?
So, when we first opened up, we partnered with this group called Magnificent Beer. They're two local designers, and the whole idea was there's a lot of back and forth, and I kept referring to like the beers as like people and like characters because. Like we started off with Baracus, steampunk, stuff like that, and I was like, all right, we got these characters, and I kind of wanted them to live in their own universe.
Makes sense.
And so they kept coming back and forth with like all of these cool ideas. And then one day like they came up and it was Baracus, which is the inspiration for Barambus.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So they came with Baracus and it was like Mr. T's head. And it was like they showed it on the one
shit.
side of the can. Yeah. See, it's Mr. T.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it, I was like, yeah, you got the fucking mohawk.
Yeah, he's got the mohawk,
Yeah,
he's got
look at
everything,
that.
yeah. And we've got him over there.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
We don't do Baracus anymore just because the sales weren't there. People like the beer, but it was like people would drink Barampus like 100 to 1 over Baracus, so we're like Barampus
What's
stays.
the difference? So unfortunately,
So
I've never had that
Baracus
one.
is just the base beer. So
Okay.
Baracus is just a brown ale, like solid American brown ale, and then we've got Barampus, which is the peanut butter and the holiday spices.
You did talk about that you wanted to change. Okay, we talked about off the air.
Yeah. So when we were developing the can art, they kind of came to me and they had this character face on one side of the can, and it was like Baracus, Noble Ray Brewing Company, and showed like the face, and then underneath was just the.
Can I get the Yelp note, please?
And then underneath was just straight up just like the face again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so I remember putting can you just top me off on something you have bro? Underneath it was just the face again, and it was just straight up like didn't work.
Yeah.
Like, and I remember writing a note and going like, man, it'd be really cool if his body was on the back. Mm-hmm. Didn't even think. Was just like it'd be cool. Like it would just be cool because it would show like the whole thing. Yeah. I didn't think stackable can. They came back to me and were like, bro, look at this, and they showed it and they like spun it. Like they printed out their own designs and put them on cans and were like, look at what it does. And we were like, oh shit, shut it down.
And I juiced.
Yeah, pretty much.
In my
yeah,
pants.
right. In my pants. Yeah, no, it was hilarious because we were just like, that's it. That's the design. And so from then on, it was just that's all we did.
A revolution was born in that.
Yeah,
moment.
a revolution was born.
Yeah,
and it was funny because after we opened, it was like I want to say 6 months after we opened, like a brewery in England like messaged us. Thank you, sir. Messaged us and was like, "Thanks for the inspiration," and they ripped us off completely.
Wow!
Like they did the stackable can, everything, but like they at least like tagged us online, sent us a note, and we're like, "Yeah, we're fucking doing this." Like we couldn't stop them. It's not like we had the trademark on stackable cans.
We can't. Yeah, it's not.
And you really can't do that.
you're like,
so.
I'm gonna sue the queen. You better stop.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I do want to say, like, New Belgium has recently done stackable cans. So
I think more breweries are
good
going to
looking
start doing it now.
yeah,
Well,
I don't want to say they did that because of us, but I'm fairly certain they did it because of us.
Fair enough. No, because so my two favorite cans are like when you go to the grocery store and my hand projects, they're matte black.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Or matte finish.
We talked about that this morning.
Yeah, we had a staff meeting this morning. We were talking about cans and we were talking about Manhattan Project because it's the matte finish and it's clean. There's something about it where your eye just goes to it.
It grabs because everything else is so bright. So when you see a area that's this matte finish, your eye, because it's something so much different from everything, your brain wants to catch it.
Yeah.
So it's so unique, and their brand is a unique. Like every light beer has a different shade of off-white.
Yeah.
I think it's to gray depending on the strength of the unstyled beer. So it's a really good story, and I like that. But then you guys are the opposite end, but opposite end with a story too, with a stackable can.
Yeah.
Because when you walk by, so how I noticed you guys in the stores, off the leash.
Oh, yeah.
I saw the imp. I'm like.
Yeah.
Is
You
that
mean not the robot?
Yeah, not the robot.
Yeah, that's been like our side project nickname is we call him not the robot.
Not the robot. I thought so. I was thinking because I was like, I saw Mr. T and I saw like, maybe movie reference. I was thinking Pulp Fiction.
Oh, it is. It's for sure. Yeah, it's the Gimp from Pulp Fiction.
There it is. Okay, that's what I was thinking, but I was like, I don't want to say it, but
Which a lot of stores won't carry, which has kind of hurt us.
Yeah.
What?
Well, yeah, because it's once they
love,
realize that it's not a robot, they don't carry it because they're like because it shows S&M. We don't like Sex in a Canoe doesn't get carried in a lot of stores. It's like been turned on like all of like the major chain accounts, but they don't bring it in because they're all worried about the word sex. And I was like, what kid is going down the beer aisle?
Yeah.
For real, yeah.
Like,
If your kid's getting influenced by the beer aisle, then
then
bigger
you
problems
then
going on.
be-
then mommy and daddy might have
That's
a problem.
sex.
So.
did you not notice that? That's,
Well, no,
that's
it was like, what is it? Menage a trois is a wine.
Yeah.
And it was like, just because the kid can't speak French doesn't mean he knows that it's not a threesome. Like what? Like, come on.
No, it is hypocritical. But I don't understand this. Again, the kid wouldn't know what that means.
Yeah.
Unless
No.
they looked it up themselves or their
Yeah,
friends talking
or unless
about
their
it.
mom told them or
Yeah.
dad. I like how it just go to mom, like his mom's the bad influence. But
Well, kids usually
moms,
with their
am I
moms-
right?
It'd be real.
Moms.
Probably true.
No,
Yeah.
moms are
Say,
usually
like
with
dads
the kids.
are definitely the best, but
They don't have any bad influence on kids whatsoever. They're only positive.
yeah,
I'm a
only
great
positive.
influence on my kid. I can guarantee
Listen, I've been saying this since Chris Ross said it back in the 90s. He says dad's number one job, or early 2000s, dad's number one job is to keep their daughter off the triple pole. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
Just keep your daughter off the triple pole. That's the only goal in life. Everything else is
Yep.
the mom's responsibility. No offense, I'm just joking. Anybody see it? Just joking.
Send all your angry emails to Victor.
Yeah, to Drew, because he has kids. I don't. So.
Oh, yeah.
He has like 18 kids.
18 kids. Wow.
He's only 25 too.
That's a lot.
Like 18 kids and only 25. Started young.
He never pulled out. No pull out game.
No pull out games.
Catholic. That's what I'm
I thought that was straight up the Catholic game was the pull out.
that's
Yeah,
Catholic.
true Catholicism.
Yeah,
They don't. They just recently approved you wearing condoms. Like, yeah, you can wear some condoms. That was like what 5 years ago.
They're like, yeah, that's all right.
That's how they broke it down. Like, yeah,
It only took us a couple thousand years to get to this. But yeah, you
can wear condoms.
You
Go
can
ahead.
use protection. Go ahead.
Forget diseases. You know?
Yeah, forget disease. Hey man, it's what Jesus wanted for you.
Jesus will protect you.
Jesus was a Catholic. Man.
By the way, Jesus will protect you guys. This is just joking.
Shoot strange people.
So I joined the military. I was stationed in Japan.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm sorry I keep burping, man. I got like.
So when I was 18, I'd gone to Japan and loved it. Fell in love with like just being overseas and traveling. Essentially, by the time I got out of the military, I got a job at the contractor, working in like Afghanistan, Iraq, Bahrain, Kuwait, all that. So I was like working around there, but I essentially worked 3 months on, 1 month off, and I'd just go traveling wherever. And then I met my wife traveling in Spain.
Nice.
In the UK, and then I moved to the UK to be with her, and stayed over there for 5 years, and then moved back to the US. Like,
well, for people who don't know, your wife's a badass cook.
Yeah, she's a badass chef. Yeah, like Proper Baking Company. What's that?
Hey, shout out.
Yeah.
No, like phenomenal cook.
Yeah,
listen, I've heard more about you. Oh, no offense, but I heard more about your wife, her cooking skills, than by you personally.
She throws down, yeah.
Yeah.
She, they own, like I said, they own like a badass pub over there. She does like, she's traditionally French trained. She does like British.
Like Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
But better.
Essentially, she hates Gordon Ramsay and her
Less of a
mom hates Gordon Ramsay. But yeah, they essentially came up the same way, French trained. And then right when we moved over here, within like 3 months, she was working at some of the best restaurants in Dallas and doing all kinds of cool shit. Now she owns her own company called the Proper Baking Company. She does all British baked goods and does pop-ups and all kinds of stuff. She has one tonight.
Where can we order these food? Just go from the website. Where can we find out where their pop-ups at?
Properbacon.com. Tonight she's doing
I like
a
how
pop-up
we're doing a plug for his wife.
Yeah, man, do it.
Tonight she's doing a pop-up at
Talk about that cross promotion.
What's that place in Fort Worth? There's something Lion. She does a.
God, why am I blanking on that? Because
Yeah.
he owns so many different places.
Oh, you talking about like the
Something
smokehouse or whatever?
No,
it's like a British bar in Fort Worth.
Oh, the one that's right there off like Montgomery?
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't even name either.
Where Chris
Something in Lion, right?
No.
That's his neighborhood too.
I've been there. I've
So this sounds like me last
drinking
night.
many a pint there.
But if you go to Proper Bacon, Instagram, the website, she does pop-ups. She does different, just a lot of cool shit. She does. So she has a place at a Dallas Farmers Market every Saturday, Sunday, and she sells badass pies. We say like a rabbit pie.
But she does like the chicken pot pies and all that stuff.
Yeah. She does all kinds of pies, pasties, sweets, tons of different sweets and stuff like that.
You have me a chicken pot pie.
And then if you go to Fish and Fizz, is our sole wholesale account. But you can get her stuff there as well, and it's on their menu and stuff like that. So that's a fish and chip shop in North Dallas.
I love it.
fish and chips.
Yeah, it's right by Homebrew headquarters, like over in that area.
Who's the better?
Oh, I used to live right over there.
I
used to live right for 75 in Arapahoe.
Yeah.
So it's not too far from where I used to live.
No.
Now I live on 75 in Lover. It's still not too far.
Not too far, yeah.
I know I just put my whole information out there. So
See you guys there. So who's the better? Who chugs beer better, you or her?
Whoa.
I got money on her.
It's close. It's super close. She can drink. Like when we met, that's like
She's
one
English.
Of the,
she has a drink.
Yeah.
Is it not a tradition?
She came out. I don't know if she can outdrink me.
Graduate.
So she's had 2 kids now, so it's like really messed up her drinking.
Yeah,
powers.
she had this big break
But
in between.
In her heyday, when we met, we could throw down. Like we met in Ibiza, and we would
the parties.
and we just go party. We went to like Malta, the Maldives.
It wasn't
all these,
just drinking.
but it was
That was numero uno.
both of us could handle our substances at a very high level.
Legal substance.
Yeah.
Oh, legal there.
No,
Legal
I just said legal.
But we were like judges at the Cannabis Cup in Amsterdam. We did that
dope.
1 year. We did.
How'd you guys become judges?
You pay for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Smoked a lot of weed, my friend.
He's like, this guy is coming
Me
from
so
ranks.
That was my my going away from the working for the Department of Defense party was in Amsterdam. Me and my wife were judges in the Cannabis Cup.
How did we get lost there 2 years ago then?
Well,
I can tell you.
I don't know how we got
residual
I know how we
haziness
got
of
lost.
some sort.
A lot of hazy IPAs.
Somebody took like a month off from smoking, and then we hit one coffee shop.
Yeah,
and
when we did
I let him be the
France
navigator.
when we did the France, when we started
we did France.
pushing our beer in France. Then,
So yeah, I want to cut. Let's talk about. Let's go. Bring it right back to you guys.
Yeah.
Over the pond, right?
Yeah.
So you guys opened the second tap room, and then you worked out a place in France too.
well,
Yeah, because we
kinda,
just like doing the. We call it the Noble Ray way, man. If you can do it the difficult way, then that's how we do it.
I call it revolutionary, guys.
Yeah,
That's
thanks.
what I call it.
Yeah, no. So we opened up was it 2016? We opened up the second tap room, and about that time, we were contacted by a distributor in France, and we all thought it was bullshit. We were like, okay, funny joke, cool.
But
like,
we routed all the money to Nigeria.
Yeah, seriously. Like, no, we were like, you were in England whenever we were like, all right, we're meeting. Like, they said they're gonna pay for us to fly out. But like I was like, Tommy, I'm getting you a plane ticket from England to Brussels, and that's where we're gonna meet these guys. My wife and I get on the plane in DFW to go to Brussels, and we're like,
Hope we come back with all of our organs.
that, and we were like, what if this is bullshit? Like, what if
it was Tommy and he's paying for everything?
Because at that point it was all like, like my wife and I had been like paying for stuff. Like we put it out, and we put it on our dime and shit like that.
Yeah.
And like we were getting paid back, and we were like, what happens? And she like just looks at me and goes, man, I took a week off from work. No matter what, we got a fucking vacation.
Yeah, either way. It's the plane ticket's gonna cost the bulk of it, dude.
Well, that was, dude, it was what I think it was like $6,000 for all three of us for travel.
Yeah.
So not a small amount.
So did you guys have to bring stuff with you?
I did bring like, was it 2 or 3
brought
cases
some
of
beers,
beer?
yeah. But they had one of the. So there's like this giant grocery store chain in France, and the owner of it
Import stuff?
had-
Well, no, he didn't import.
They've
So
never
our-
imported anything. But he saw our cans, and then he was over here, and he had the beer, and he was like, "Oh shit, beer's good.
So-
These cans are fucking awesome." And he's like, "I want to put them in all my stores."
So what happened is that in 2015 we won some like award for being
Can
like
awards.
it was like Can Awards, and then we also got
remember that,
it was we got 2015 was the North American Brew Pub of the Year. Like we were like in the top 10 or
Those
some
accolades I
shit.
see over there, guys?
Yeah, just all
trophies
over there, all the trophies, because
Some over there,
we
some
don't
back
really
there.
give a shit about putting stuff out, but
That's his video games.
Yeah.
it was what it is.
There's just
No, but
random
like so he
trophies
saw
in
that
video
like
games. That's our trophy.
yeah, it's our trophy is the Noble
It's a
Ray
way better
arcade case.
trophy.
No.
No, he was in town on like vacation or some shit, saw that we had won some awards, saw our cans, and was like, yep, that's what I have to have in my store. And so he approached this distributor, and they reached out to us, and then we worked out a deal. And so when we got there, it was we went and checked out a couple breweries to do like contract work for. Essentially, it's a glorified franchise deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
They essentially own the brand. Too.
Yeah, they've got a right to the brand
Or the
for
right to
10
it,
years, 9 years now. So
There you go.
year's been going on for a year, so they got 9 more years on it. So.
It hasn't been the best relationship.
We're working on it.
They won't brew like I brew.
Yeah.
They won't dry
the
hop,
brewery
they won't-
that we use.
don't-
Yeah,
because they're
the brewery that we're because they're just throwing out like they do more.
What happened?
They're
There's more beer of our beer that goes out in France than we brew here.
yeah.
Really?
Like a quarter that we brew in a
It's a lot
year.
of waste.
Oh no, I mean
They
that's,
sell out like
they sell it.
Oh,
out.
you sell it.
No, like
that's what
so
you
it's,
throw out.
yeah, no,
My
it's,
bad.
it's what they do. What they do over there is like their brew house is what 200 hectoliters or some shit
yeah,
like that.
200 hectares.
It's just crazy. So like if they brew once a quarter, like that, like 2 quarters, and you're like, all right, well you've just kind of done what we do in a year.
yeah.
At like for 2 beers, because it's like
But it's
like
been
800
weird. They're not
hectoliters,
using the
1,000
same
hectoliters.
ingredients or brewing.
So
Like
is it-
Vertigo's a completely different beer.
I mean, it's
It's essentially like
dry hopped, not even dry hopped.
they won't even. It's
Yeah.
essentially like
It's
a
a
double
hoppy
red.
red ale.
Yeah.
But the palate's like way different over there, like as far as like
Yeah, but
but they
we
want
got
the
crushed.
shit that we
Oh,
did.
they
Like
want-
they want our shit.
Vertigo is like our highest rated beer. It's like a 4.2 on Untappd.
Really?
Yeah, it was
man.
one of the highest rated like double IPAs in the state of
IPAs.
Texas.
Yeah, and then when they took it over, Is like the French are like
they went
this
to
ain't
like
a
from a
fucking
4.2
American
to like
double
3.2.
IPA, and they just started. I mean, still constantly you just see it. Like if you, I do not check Untappd when I wake up in the morning because that's when the French we're drinking because it's just like smashing on Vertigo, and now it's kind of how the culture is once they see the rating. I mean, it's still like a 3.6 or something like that, but it went from like a 4.2 to a 3.6 break, and then when people in America see the Untappd rating, they instantly rate it lower.
Yeah.
Based on like what everyone else
Dude, it's a lot of group
does.
dynamics. Don't get him started on Untappd.
I have a big call on Untappd. I have the whole.
I'm gonna cut that off right here.
Me too.
No, I
No, let's talk about. Go ahead. I want to go into
No, I
your
won't.
problems with Untappd.
So I won't go into the whole rating. So I'm not a big fan of a lot of different styles of beers. It's just me personally. I'm very particular on what I like to drink. I like
Eight
sweeter
lagers,
beers.
one cat.
No. So I really enjoy sweeter beers because I like mixed drinks. I usually came from drinking liquor, and I'm particularly like rum. So
My man right there.
I'm Puerto Rican. I like rum.
Hey.
But I really particularly like sweeter drinks. So I have a really hard time with like sours and gozas, and I have a hard time with like hoppy West Coast IPAs. But when I drink it, you know, I'm never gonna look at it. Oh, this is shit because I don't like the brand or like the style, and I'm not gonna rate it. I'm gonna try it just to see if maybe this might be the one that might change my opinion.
Right.
Or one of my friends or someone who recommends they try this, it might change your opinion. Right. But I'm never gonna go back to a secondary device or a secondary app and like, okay, I don't like this style of beer, so I'm gonna rate it 1.0.
You're like the one person that won't do that because what is it? Every time you go on Untappd, it's like hate IPAs, drinking double double IPA, 1 star.
That makes
and you're like, dude, you just admitted that you don't like that
makes
style
no
of beer.
sense.
Right? It doesn't.
But then in this culture of like reviewing things, everybody thinks their voice means something. And another thing that with this culture of reviewing
your
things,
voice doesn't mean shit.
It doesn't. Honestly, is your opinion? But honestly.
Hey, look him dead in the eye and tell him that.
Your opinion doesn't mean shit. But you have a right to your opinion. What I've learned about brewers is they allow you to have a right to your own opinion.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean that that's bad beer. It means that you personally don't like it.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't believe in rating something if I don't like it, especially if I don't like the style.
Well, and let's be real too. Like it's a public platform that, and let's be, there's a big rise of breweries and a lot of beer on the market. And if you're just looking at like ratings overall, and people are rating it like a 3.2 or something, you're like, well, maybe let's try something that's rated a little bit higher just to get going. So they may skip over it. In fact, it may be way better. They may appreciate it.
And it may be a beer that you like.
Yeah, exactly.
Your palate, your independent palate
might be the beer for you.
Yeah.
That's
We're
why
being cheap people, all right?
I mean, that's like letting popular opinion.
Yeah.
That's what I Yelp.
So I'm like,
They want security in what they want to buy.
Yeah, I took Yelp off my phone.
I never downloaded Yelp.
The only reason I look at Untappd now is like if you release something, I want to see that initial like people that drink it, and then I'm like, okay, cool, and then I can see because generally the initial people that drink are like your crappier fans, and they're gonna like go look for it. Yeah. And then they'll put their like honest opinion. Yeah. And then you can like say like, oh yeah, I can see that, and then we'll change it the next time for more of those people that are fans in the tap room, like people that come in the tap room. I'm mainly looking for that. Yeah. People that drink our beer constantly, or the first people that drink our beer on a tap. And then after that, I'm like, I don't know what can you got or what store it's at in 80-degree temperatures in the back where I can't control it. We're an unfiltered brew like cans. Like a lot of our stuff just gets jacked just from handling alone through us to our distributor to the store and how to store it. So after the beer's been out for a while, I don't care anymore. It's like, okay, I know this beer's set. People on tap room like it. As long as they keep drinking it, then cool, we'll keep doing it.
That's kind of my philosophy about Yelp and all that stuff because everybody's palate's different. Yeah. So at the end of the day, when people, two things that's a problem with the personal problem I have with it is people look at reviews and be like, they dictate that style of beer. Like, I know I'm gonna like it or I'm gonna dislike it because of the rating. You don't know that. First of all, you don't know that because it's just a fucking number. How you feel, what you're doing that day dictates how you're gonna receive your palate. Right? Your taste buds,
100%.
Second thing is, fuck you for rating stuff you don't like.
That should be number one.
We're part of a Facebook group that's all brewery people that it's an Untappd. Was it Untappd Unfiltered on Facebook? Yeah. It's like an invited group. You have to be like
essentially you have beer. It's like the more shit you get talked against you, like the more like inclined you are to get invited.
It's
I think we only got invited like this last.
Just talk shit about that beer talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
it's almost like a beer memes type Facebook page, but it's all untapped. Like people posting like, I hate sours, one's a cap, blah, 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 and it's like, it's like a 4.3 rated beer, and you're like, come on.
Yeah, didn't our friends from like Weierbacher or something like include us in that shit? It's like a national group too. It's not like a.
It's just tons of brewers.
It's all brewers from across the country.
Yeah. Well, if you're a hype brewery, I mean, it's great. Right?
No, it's all bad. It's all bad.
But even the other half guys were like fucking tapped.
Yeah, when we went to
New York, like all the people up there, and like they're like praised on that. Here's the still they're like, it's fucking stupid.
Everyone's been like, Untapped's kind of whack, but a lot of people still utilize it because it's important. It's a good way to reach.
And luckily we're like decent, like we're decently good rated on there. There's a couple, like we have a lager, we have a couple lagers that even if you look at ABGB, which makes the best lagers in the country by far. They're the best brewers in the country by far. You go in there and drink, you're never really gonna have a bad beer. It's just they're so solid at what they do. But their lagers are like 3, 4, 3, 5. You see that, and you're like, what are you talking about? These are the best lagers in the country.
They consistently win. What is it, like small brew pub of the year?
Yeah, they won JBF small brew pub of the year.
Like 2 years in a row. They won, like,
it's probably the French.
And it's because of their lagers.
If you want to be like a crispy boy, that's like headquarters. That's like like that's the place you go. If you want to get the best lagers in the country, ABGB in Austin is by far the best. Far above. Like, but they're still like very low rated on Untapped.
I'm not a big fan of Austin.
I'm gonna say go say hey, what's up to
some
Swifty
really
and
good
Amos. Swifty and Amos.
We've been there.
There's some good beers.
There's some good beers out there. I talk about this all the time on the podcast.
I mean, Southern Heights is all right down there. We gotta give Austin a little love. No, our friend Austin owns Southern Heights.
He gave him work too.
No, that guy Austin is perfect. The city Austin.
The city Austin.
Fuck that place. West Coast, and that's what I think I like. There's pockets that's enjoyable. I'm not gonna ever not say there's not parts that's enjoyable. Same thing with Austin. Even though I always, if a day I live, as long as I live in Texas, I'm shit on Austin. Always and forever.
I'm gonna shit on Houston, so it's cool.
I love Houston.
He's a Houston man right here.
See, here's the thing. I like Houston. My wife's family is from Houston. I'm from Dallas, man. I'm Dallas.
No, fair enough.
Like,
you have
it's like, sorry, Houston. You can have all the cool shit you want, but I still got to shit on you.
I don't care how hot it is.
Why is it still 98% humidity and there's no rain? That's what I want to know.
Because it's beautiful, sir.
What is up with that?
It's beautiful.
What is up with that?
Because fuck the ass.
Be musty, swamp ass, and everything. You just love it.
Should be a normal Dallas street.
I will say the downtown in Houston. Downtown Houston is beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Like they've got that park and stuff in downtown. Like that was nice.
To me,
go through Rice.
I really enjoy. So Dallas has grown on me a lot. Dallas has grown on me a lot. But Houston, when I first went to Houston 10 years ago,
right?
It was peace, man. It was the closest I could find in Texas that reminds me of home. It's the most city that felt like a big city.
Where are you from originally?
From New York City.
Okay.
From Queens, New York.
Okay.
But it felt the one place in Texas that
you just
felt,
said peace out to Amazon. Okay.
Yeah.
You almost had Amazon.
Right there.
If it was up to me, we would have kept Amazon. But everybody, no tax breaks. They say we're going to increase the taxes on your place. Nah, they're like, I'm out. I'm out, son.
They said they're offering like $3 billion in incentives.
No,
tax incentives.
No, that's what's got
Amazon was getting.
That's
not the people there.
Oh, wait. New York said no to it?
No, New York wanted to cut that. And then that's why he was like, I'm out. Yeah, and then they wanted to increase the taxes for the property that he had that was going to do out there.
Yeah,
so he could pay more taxes. And then he was like, nah, I'm out.
Peace, 25,000 jobs, whatever.
Yeah, he was like, nah, fuck that. So, of course.
Now they're saying they're not going to do it anywhere.
Yeah.
I doubt that. They're going to need a second headquarters. But in my opinion, they always should have picked Texas. They always should have picked Texas.
We don't want that, though,
Austin,
man. It's going to be so much.
Not Austin. Austin, man. Yeah.
Oh, they're going to say, I thought you were like, Houston. I'm like, God damn it.
No, it's too many people already.
The interview's done. We're done.
On that note, fuck Houston.
Cut the camera.
Flip it, say
no. It'd be perfect in Arlington. You know, they already rebuilding it. They need to fix that area up anyway. I lived in Arlington for many years. I love Arlington.
Yeah. But, Mid Cities, what's up?
Yeah, my friend Joey, who's always watching our podcast, he lives in Mid Cities.
Yeah, I grew up in Grapevine and stuff, so Mid Cities.
Dino's, I was worried about Dino's when the Cowboys went up there. I was worried about that they're gonna shut them down, but Dino's still there holding strong, son. Dino's.
That's holding wall. It's gonna be there
man. Best subs in Arlington, man.
Yep.
Delicious.
No, really, when they built the Cowboys, I kept checking on Dino's every few months. I'm like, yo, is Dino still open?
There's a couple spots that people were checking in Arlington.
Yeah, man. But all the classics Arlington food spots are still open.
Oh yeah,
for the most part.
You can't get rid of them.
No, but because that's a
you
staple.
can try it. You can't.
That's a staple of the city,
lot
man. You can't take that away.
Yeah, a lot of diversity in like in food and stuff as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's
man.
so many different ethnicities.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Oh, what is it, man? We were like the staff and I were talking about like the diversity of like just the DFW area. Is that it's like, man, you can pick a city and be like, man, I can tell you what ethnicity lives there. It's like Irving, Indian food, straight up. You want to try some of the best Indian food? Boom. Carrollton.
Korean.
It's
Korean town right there. All the way.
Yes. Yeah. So
that's basically that's your little Koreatown, bro.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. The whole city.
Karaoke out there with Noble Ray Brewing, guys.
We can put that on.
There's a Korean spot not too far from here. I'm just saying, FYI.
Let's do it.
They have a Korean part that I love. That's the only way I do karaoke is the Korean.
It has to be Korean.
Yeah,
It's gotta be Korean.
He's racist.
it sounds racist. No, that sounds bad.
He's very discriminatory.
I only do
Korean bar. I'm not cute. No Korean. No, for people who don't know what Korean karaoke is like,
they do it right.
They do a private room you rent out with your friends.
Oh,
and you
right
drink
on.
there,
Yeah.
And then that's how you do the karaoke. So it's a private room.
Alamo Cedars does the private room.
Okay.
Yeah, they do a private room karaoke.
They stole that
and
from
they do
Prince.
no, because if you go to it, it's like it's straight up, it's like K-pop and shit like that.
Yeah.
We did it. We did an after party there, like after Big Texas Beer Fest was 3 years ago, and it was just one of those things where we were like, hey man, let's all keep the party going. Like Big Texas Beer Fest is done. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And it was like us, Independence, and a couple other breweries. And I only thought it was going to be like our crew going. Yeah. So it was like we got like the smallest room. But it was like straight up. It was like fit as many people in there, asses and elbows, and we were all just like just karaoke.
They still serve you drink regardless. They're limited to that room.
Yeah, they didn't give a shit. They were like, yeah, man,
Bring
like
the
Noble
8
Ray's,
people.
they got a crazy tap going. Like, that small room is supposed to fit 5 people. There's like 30 people in it.
Nah, get in there.
Yeah, get in there, and so
awesome.
it was dope. So.
No, that's awesome. No, that's how I like singing in karaoke. Like, once I experienced that, I was like, can't go back to like the public. Like, if this was a karaoke, like people who come over,
we've done karaoke here.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
It did not take off. So people are down for the open mic.
No, so here's the thing. As
Yeah.
far as this is our first time doing a podcast with you here.
Yeah.
Actually, first time meeting you.
Yeah.
But we've been down with Noble Ray forever. We bought your coffee there. You guys make coffee beans for a
Yeah.
while. We bought that. We were here for your open mic.
We're talking about bringing the coffee back.
Okay.
There's talks.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler
Okay,
alert.
okay.
There's talks. We'll see.
Asterisk.
If you need help making coffee, let me know. Because I'm learning how to do my own roast. We're really big into coffee. That's why we bought it. Like, oh, you're down the street. We like your beers. We're going to buy you coffee too.
Yeah, man.
Mini a pour over with some Noble Ray coffee.
Yeah, we'll pick you up and we'll bring you down too.
Yeah, all at the same time.
Yeah.
All at the same time.
Yeah.
Irish coffee all the way.
Yeah, oh shit! Now you're speaking my language. And the thing is, I don't even drink coffee.
You don't drink coffee?
Yeah, we did the coffee thing because my wife she's a coffee drinker. My dad's a coffee drinker. Everybody around me is a coffee drinker, and I was just like, why don't we just do coffee? It also doesn't hurt that like I'm a huge Modern Times fan. Like out of San Diego, and they do coffee and stuff, and so like I had just gotten done like visiting them, and I was like, we could do coffee. How hard is that?
You're in that West Coast high.
Yeah, I was like, how hard is it to do coffee?
There's a lot of passion
hard.
to it.
Yeah,
source it.
well, I mean, it was one of those things where.
Did you roast the beans here? Or?
No, so we used 5 a.m. drip. It was like our coffee roaster. So yeah, they're good dudes, and they're still doing their thing. I think they got like a spot now, like their own like brick and mortar space. So
that's interesting.
Yeah.
In my opinion, in my humble opinion, as a coffee drinker, I think Noble Coyote makes the best coffee locally. But it's not like here's. Honestly, fresh is best. So if you get any local place who make fresh coffee, it's always going to be better than you can buy from the store. Yeah, obviously. Right. But then as you notch it over to like, I think they just a step above everybody else. And I could be wrong. No. But in my opinion, I like them the most.
They do the killer job. Like Noble Coyote, it was when we were starting to get it open. We were talking to them a lot because Noble Coyote, Noble Ray. We like that, but then they did something with Lakewood, so like they do the French Quarter Temptress with Lakewood, so they do all the coffee for that. So unfortunately, they've already attached themselves to a.
They sold too soon. They sold too soon.
Exactly, which is fine. But
bastards. I still love you though. I still buy. I'm gonna go buy some coffee when I get out of
here. I
here.
love them.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're great guys. Guy and girl. But
yeah. No, I'm still trying to figure out what's gonna work for our like podcast schedule because I want to do a podcast with them. I've been talking about them for a while, but I want to do a podcast with them.
Do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They'd be down.
Yeah, they are down. They really want to do it. It just hasn't worked out. There's so many things I want to touch on first.
And shit like
Timing
that.
is mostly the things I want to touch on first.
Okay.
You know, like I want to really touch on with like when I got in contact with you guys and I was working through. I was like, okay, well I'm gonna push you guys back because I want to work with you guys first.
Cool.
And then there's a whiskey connoisseur. That we're gonna do a whiskey episode, and if you want to be part of it, let me know.
Hey, let me know, man. I'm always down. Like, I love whiskey and I love like bourbon. I love rum. And like I always joke, like my next project because I was a home brewer, and then I became.
So all these are your recipe?
Well, most of like the original recipes that we started with were like majority mine.
Okay.
And then now it's like whenever Tommy took over as head brewer, I was like, recipes are yours. You want to tweak them? You want to do whatever? Do it. Like I'm not gonna get butthurt over somebody changing a recipe. It's like cool. If it makes more money or if we don't think that beer's like doing well, we'll cut it or we'll change it.
Flexibility, yeah.
Yeah. I mean that's just how the industry is. And it's not like we're like this staple. You know, like we haven't been around for like 20 years where it's like, oh man, you gotta have that one beer for 20 years.
Dude,
it hasn't changed.
Time's flown by though. It's already been what, 3 years? You guys have been
4 years.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
So how long? Your anniversary last year was your 4th year?
Third.
Your 3rd year. So I'm like, you're right, 3rd year.
So we're 3.5 years in. But no, it's I've been doing this, like we founded everything in 2012. So like everything's been rolling since 2012. So it's been 7 years for me.
You're like, I've been here.
Everybody's like 3 years. I'm like, no man, it's only 7.
No, but even with your anniversary thing, so the tap room anniversary is 3 years.
Yeah. Tap room. Yeah.
But I thought so. I assumed it was 4 years. So I was like, okay, you get the trademark, you get your distribution things going together, and then you do the tap room.
Right.
So I assumed it was
So our
4
trademark actually, or not a trademark, our tap room opened up before we started distribution. So we had tap room opened. It was July 1st, 2015.
Okay.
So we opened July 1st, 2015. So July 1st, 2019 will be 4 years. So we're about 3.5 years into it. But we opened it up because essentially things just kept dragging out, and we just needed, like, we were getting into our burn capital, and we're like, all right, we gotta get something on the wall. So we had a small batch system going. We were kegging that, and then we had guest taps. So like for the first, I would say like 6 months to a year, it was like half of our 20 taps were guest taps.
I remember seeing something when we came in.
Well,
it would be small.
Well, 2 years ago when we first came in here, I was surprised to see guest taps. So
well, we're a brew pub, so allows us to have guest taps and stuff like that. So not taking away from it, but we just all we wanted to fill it up with mostly our beers anyway. That was always.
You guys
the plan.
make really good beers. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of gozes and sours, but two things I would never deny. The beer's good. If it's good for the style, I will appreciate it, even though I don't like it. Like so, you have I think it was the 30K. I really liked. That was really good. But I'm still not a fan of the style, but it was still a really good version of the style.
Thank you.
And the artwork is great.
Yeah, and then you have the
Is
the pink tuxedo? Was that a sour? Was the pink tuxedo a sour?
Yeah, pink tuxedo is a sour.
Oh man, that's
it drinks like a lemonade.
Man, that's one of the few sours I like. So if I'm gonna talk about sours, that pink tuxedo, which I haven't seen again.
Well, it's because it comes out like spring. And TABC is trying to be fun. Doing their normal thing because it's we're a brew pub and we brew it in partnership with another brew pub, so they don't like that.
And they're super like stringent on like labeling and everything and all that jazz.
So that's why if you see pink tuxedo or if you see blue tuxedo come out, because we did it with Intrinsic, or we do it with Intrinsic, and they do blue tuxedo, we do pink tuxedo. What we've been trying to do, because what we've wanted to do since day one with that beer is to do purple tuxedo, which is where you take the two. But we want to. And they cook. No, but we want to do this beer where it's like you can buy pink tuxedo, you can buy blue tuxedo, and then we want to have like one where it's like a blend, where we just blend it. And
have you guys tried it? Like blended already? Like
it's delicious.
Yeah, sounds good.
So I haven't had blue tuxedo, but the pink tuxedo is
blue tuxedo is good. So blue tuxedo, pink tuxedo are delicious. So
pink tuxedo was one of my surprise sours. I'm like, okay, I like this. I can get into it because It wasn't too tart.
The lemongrass, man, it cuts the tartness.
Oh, that's what it is. I didn't know what it was, but it wasn't too tart, so it has tartness in it.
Yeah,
but it cuts, it hits, and then goes away smoothly towards the back end of it. And it was
that
really
lemongrass that's in there.
Have you guys ever thought about? Just it kind of came to me when we were talking about like Noble Ray branded like home brew kits or something.
We have talked about it.
Because you think like, well, the kind of artwork and like the branding stuff you guys have, and that shit would fucking sell, dude.
No, we've talked about it. For us, it's just like, which ones do we do? Because we also, it's like,
you
want people to keep buying our stuff.
It can't be too complex.
But it's like, you want to, but a lot of the stuff that people like to buy of ours is like Barampus and all that stuff. And you don't want to be like, well, here's your like holiday spice pack, and here's your peanut butter extract and all this other stuff. So you've got to make it simple as possible. So it's like you could do sex in a canoe or tactical or something like that.
Come up with your own brew that you can make purely through that.
Well, one of the things that we've looked at doing is like a monthly event here because we have a 3-barrel system and we've talked about it. We don't know how close we are to actually doing it. But it would be like where somebody could, like, you would come in and you'd brew with us and we would send you home with the wort. We wouldn't give you yeast or anything like that. So it's like, here's the wort. We do all the hop additions and shit like that. Yeah. And then whatever you do with it afterwards, like, is up to you. So we've talked about it.
Can we do an IGTV video of that?
Sure. Hell yeah.
That'd be sweet.
I'm down.
We need to get Jacob up here.
That's what I'm saying. I'll bring Jacob with me.
Yeah.
So there's 2 things that I want to do, like IGT videos. That one be one of them. The other one, there's a wet hop farm here in Dallas that's just starting up. They just got their 3rd batch of wet hops, and they're still growing it. So they're not ready for production yet.
Where is this place?
Right next to, not too far from Crafts and Growlers.
Okay.
And they're one of those industrial buildings. They have a wet hop farm. So they're doing hydroponic hops.
Oh, dope. Okay. Cool.
And I haven't set up the podcast yet.
Yeah.
But they're not really open for production because they're still growing.
They're still figuring it out.
Yeah, and so they lost they was trying to be open, and this is mind you from Drunken Night hanging out with them. They were supposed to open. That's how all good stories start.
Good stories, yeah.
No, so after hanging out with them drinking, they were telling me the story. They were wanted to move production, massive production by the end of this year or starting early next year.
Okay.
They lost 2 of their crops due to infection.
Yeah. So that's just it. Like it happens more than you realize with hops.
No, that's what he was saying. But I was
very
like
sensitive.
Well, I was like, man, this indoors. I get it outdoors because you got the weird environments. But I was like, oh, this indoors. You control the AC. Like I wouldn't imagine. To me,
it takes like somebody coming in with something on their shoe one time and
fuck it up. But that's what he's saying. He still can't control it, even though it's just ventilated, but it's not insulated. It's not like an air shut type place. You get still stuff coming from the vents.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that makes sense. But I just wouldn't imagine in my head that would happen.
Yeah. I mean, we have our own, like, we have like a house yeast. Like, it's one of those things where every time we try to do a sour, when we do our sours, we have one specific tank that we put it into. Yeah. No matter what we do, like, it gets infected by the house yeast. It just happens that our house yeast that is just naturally occurring is clean as shit. So it's wild yeast, maybe? It's a clean wild yeast, and it just happens. It doesn't infect anything else.
Is that the one you use in the foot peak for Cheeto?
It's what happens in every one of our beers. Like in every one of our sour beers. Every time we do a sour beer, like we'll add like the wild yeast to it.
They call it the Noble Ray touch.
Yeah, we salt man that. Or
salt babe that it?
Salt babe that shit. No, but it's just one of the things that we've just every time we're getting close to finishing out, we'll notice it. And we're like, what the fuck is this shit? And then we've like pulled it and had it sent out and tested, and we're like, it's another yeast profile that just is natural because it happens no matter what over time in a brewery. Instead of yeast will just like it's a monster, man. It'll be like, all right, here, this is where I live. So,
no, that's awesome.
Luckily, it works out.
All right. So I don't know if you want to talk about. I have a question.
Okay.
And Noble Ray was the heart of this debate that we've had, a healthy debate. We've been a lot of beer sales reps and beer grammars, Instagrammers, I should say, over the last few months. 2 things we've been talking about.
Yeah.
The so-called craft brewing bubble, what's going to be the future of it,
right,
and when it's going to happen. Right. That's been part of the conversation. The other part of the conversation is you guys, your file for bankruptcy started a big discussion of what's the proper way of starting a brew company.
Right.
So I want to tell you what we've been talking about on the podcast and other people have been talking about, and then want to just get your opinion from it.
Sure.
So the conversation started with a lot of beer Instagrammers that I meet up with for like bottle shares.
Yeah.
So the consensus is, start small, and then you grow your stuff up, you know, and then you figure it out from there. Or the other half of the consensus is you go all out, win or lose, figure it out. And I'm simplifying the conversation because I don't want to make this an hour long. Like this is like long drunken debates about how to do stuff. But what is your opinion on that? Like, do you just figure out for your independent breweries, or
so how did, like, if you're asking, like, all right,
what would be the best game plan?
Best game plan for right now
in this beer market
right now is, I would say I would look at the two people that are doing it the best currently that just opened up would be Turning Point and Celestial.
Okay.
Those, and what they've done is they start small, but they've got a good foothold, and they sell a lot of product out of their own tap room, and that's where the money is. You start where you sell mostly out of your tap room.
No distribution costs.
No distribution, but I mean, I've heard rumors that they're both looking to start distribution and get their product out there. So honestly, it comes down to what you're comfortable with and what your style of beer is. Like if you're doing like the hazy IPAs and a lot of that other stuff, a lot of that is very cost prohibitive to like do a distribution route because there's so much that goes into the beer and that you want to remake those margins quickly. And so that's just it is. It's like it just depends on what you want to do. I mean, if you go on big beers and all that stuff, then it's like do them on a smaller scale, sell them out of your tap room.
Make the money back.
Make the money back that way. When we started, it was kind of in that weird, like Lakewood, Deep Elm, Petacolis, all those guys, where it's like, here's your core beers.
Yeah.
This is what you do. You live and die off your core beers, and then like the Caesar's Notes can help out.
Yeah, since then.
So we were in that weird spot where it's like
it's only been 3 years.
Yeah. Seriously, it's been And it was one of the things we were like, we launched with like 4 cores. We're like, this is it. This is what's up. And we had a red ale, a steam lager, a brown ale, and a wheat. And we were saving like an IPA, and then we came out with Vertigo, and it was just one of those things where it was like, all right, fuck, just go normal IPA, let's go double IPA. And so it was just one of those things where we kind of like were learning as we went along because things were changing so quickly. And it's just one of those things where over like the last like year or two, it's just things have changed so rapidly where it's like, all right, this is what you have to do, and it has to be more tap room centric and everything like that. So I think that's where you're going to see a lot of breweries now. Is a lot of it is what can we sell out of our tap room? Like how can we get people in our tap room? And how can we sell like package to go? So you're either going to have a lot more group up people, or hopefully the legislation changes because there's been a lot of talk that there's a bipartisan bill that's going to go through.
I don't believe anything until I see fucking names on papers.
Thank you. Yeah, that's why we're a group up.
That's why we didn't share anything on our page. Like I shared the first day when I saw it. I'm like, I'm sharing like everybody else, and then I actually read it. There's no names on papers. It's just all talks.
Well, I mean, if you look at the guild, like Texas Craft Brewers Guild, they'll even say that as like, we've got a long way to go.
By no means this is over.
This is not like, it's just because this has been presented doesn't mean that this is like law.
No.
There's so much, and it would be so restrictive too, where it's, it's like there's still limits. It's like, all right, cool, we sold like 200 cases day one. Now we're good for the rest of the year. Yeah, it's like shit like that, where you're just like, all right, well, what is the full scope? For us, that's why we're a brew pub, is it allows us to sell, like there is no real cap. Like we can sell whatever we want through our tap room. We can sell as much as we want through our tap room.
Yeah.
And it's the freshest, guys.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, it's
Parampus, fresh.
Parampus, we have 6 packs of Parampus too. So,
No, but that part of the conversation. The other part is the conversation that started, because I met a lot of people from Massachusetts recently.
Okay.
Their conversation is more of the what they call the craft beer bubble. And they feel like it's sooner. I feel like it's later.
I think we're constantly in it. I don't think it's whether it's sooner or later. I think it's in flux.
So when is it going to burst?
I think here's my opinion.
This is me just being an asshole. It's to not give a direct answer. Is that I think it's constantly bursting and then and filling back up, because it's one of those things where it's, I mean, Bridgeport and Burnside and like Oregon, they just closed doors after 30 years, 30 plus years. And
there's a brewery here locally that just closed, or a tap room that just closed.
Who was it? This week?
It was
Cider Cave, man. It just went down.
Oh yeah, Cider Cave.
If Cider Cave goes down, we all in trouble.
Right? Yeah. People start drinking cider.
They don't even go for the cider. I'm just saying Cider Cake that plays. If that goes down, we all in trouble.
Right. Uptown girls love cider. All right, guys. Yeah,
this is true.
This is also very true.
Yep. 30K
No. I feel like it was in Wiley. There was like a tap room or something like that just closed down. I was reading about this. Well, because I'm trying to understand. Like in my opinion, like this craft beer quote unquote bubble.
Right.
It's not gonna burst, in my opinion, until we get like Europe, where you have every block has their own.
And that's, I agree with that 100%, is that I feel like that, I mean, that's how it is. Like, whenever I went to Oregon a couple of years ago, I talked to him, I was like, hey man, how's it like? Because you've got like 70 to 100 breweries in Portland. Yeah. Just in Portland.
And it's not a huge city.
Mm-hmm. It's like, it's walkable. Like, you could walk the whole city in one day. Not like Dallas.
Yeah.
Or it's like it would take you like 2-3 days to just walk across.
You get shanked at some point, so you got to account for that.
True.
Or get hit by cars sometimes.
For sure.
You're definitely
gonna get hit by a car.
Yeah.
Because we do not know how to drive here.
Yeah,
but no, they said that it was the European model. It's like, yeah, well, what starts to happen is that it's like every brewery starts to just feed that neighborhood. Yeah. And now it's your neighborhood brewery. I think that's what we're starting to see is like, especially with Turning Point, is like mid cities never had a brewery really.
Yeah.
And now they've got Turning Point, and
buck wild.
And people are like
living and dying by Turning Point.
And then like same thing with Celestial. I mean, they're 1.1 miles away, but they're more North Dallas than we are, and so Uptown, those guys and everybody are like, they're going nuts for that, and they've got great product. And you know, for us, it's one of those things where we benefit from being so close to Peticolas, but at the same time, I think there might be a detriment where it's like we might be a little too close because we're sharing the same neighborhood now.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
there's just things like that where it's like those things will start to flesh themselves out. So yeah,
eventually, I just think like there's not gonna be a real bubble until that point. Until every city has a neighborhood, like every block or every like cul-de-sac has its own brew pub.
Right, 100%.
And then whenever that happens, then we're at the bubble where it's gonna be hard to open up.
For sure. No, I agree. I mean, was it DFW? I think now has like 60 breweries, brew pubs or whatever.
Between 60, if it's just breweries like Peticola style breweries, I think we're at 45, 50. And then we add the brew pubs like Small Brew Pub, you guys, a few other people. It grows up to about 60 plus.
Yeah. And so I know, and that's just like
that's just DFW.
Well, people
we're not cutting Tubs and everybody else further up.
Oh, really? You're not even counting that?
No, just DFW. If you just do DFW,
just straight up Dallas and Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Yo, they're Collin County.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because that's and then you have
Denton County and shit like that. Yeah.
We're not including Denton County in that area either in that conversation.
We don't include Denison and Sherman.
No, we haven't done that yet. Or why like that? No. But
I think there's still plenty of room. It's just people need to figure out their niche. That's all.
That's the key. I think that's the key. Just figure out what you guys want to do and do it the best you can.
Yeah.
And then go from
there.
And
I think that's what we're doing right now. Just because if you like to talk about the bankruptcy, is like it's a restructure, reorganization. So filing bankruptcy doesn't mean like, oh, you're going out of business. It just means
let's talk about that.
It just means that like we're just restructuring the business and reorganizing everything and reorganizing the debt, so ownership, like everything's going to change on different levels, but everything that is public facing will not change. Like tap rooms are going to stay open. In fact, there's
the contract in France is still not going nowhere.
Yeah, that's still going on. Like there's discussions about potentially opening up more tap rooms even after we're done with the.
If you want to open up a tap room in like where I live in North Dallas,
right on.
Let me know. I'll be the sponsor.
Oh, we have inroads for places like Love Field. We got inroads for places like in the Star and Frisco. So I mean, there's people want that, like we were talking about, like that their local neighborhood thing, but they also want some familiarity.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a lot of times like that's what you can fill in is it's like, all right. I mean, was it Deep Elm just opened up a brewery in Fort Worth?
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where it's like people they want the familiarity. So
people know the brand.
Yeah.
So two things I want to say. So the people who just watching the podcast, I'm gonna clip it to where I said before. Filing for bankruptcy, because I've talked this before a few times on the podcast. Filing for bankruptcy doesn't mean you're done. It doesn't mean you lost. So how I say it, filing for bankruptcy doesn't mean you lost the game.
Yeah.
What it means is you restructure the game to help you win the best way you can.
Yes.
It's like restructuring a contract.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, this is the contract I got. Don't like it. Let's restructure this. Let's get back to the game.
Yeah.
And
that's 100% what it is.
And that's how I feel about the bankruptcy. So what I've said is, before anybody says anything or like have a judgment, let's see what happens in the next year or two with the bankruptcy, and then that dictates winning or losing the game.
Oh, for us, it's like we're trying to get there as quickly as possible. So it's gonna be like the next like 3-4 months. We'll see how it all shakes out. But I mean, for the most part, we're pretty confident with how it's going to work out and how things are going to look. And
the beers are solid. Listen, the brand is solid, so it's not going to go anywhere. In my opinion.
Yeah, no.
But what I also like is I do like the subtlety of like elbowing in somebody else's space. Like I really like that Deep Ellum move to Fort Worth.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Because literally last night, I had a dream about it. Last night I did a live, Instagram live, and I was a little tipsy. Not gonna lie. So if you watch it right now, you can see I was drinking some liquor, and then I just tried to get out there drinking beer. I spilled beer all over my room. Like it was.
There you go.
It was a little sloppy podcast. But then in the middle of that podcast, it was like, what's Fort Worth? What breweries in Fort Worth besides Martin House? Let me think about this. And I couldn't think of one brewery.
RAR, bro.
Dude, RAR. You got.
I couldn't think of it.
Panther Island.
No,
Collective. Hot Fusion.
So in the thread of people talking, you can see me talking to them. They're like in the thread. They're like, what about Hot Fusion? I'm like, oh, I forgot about them. What about Panther Island? Oh, I forgot about them too. What about Collective? I'm like, oh yeah, Collective's out there too. Right. Man, I couldn't think of anything. And I just like, for me, I just like the little grittiness of the hustle. Like Deep Ellum going to Fort Worth.
Well, there's definitely it's like Dallas versus Fort Worth. There's that mentality where like Fort Worth people,
I love
like
it
the
though.
Fort Worth people, they do not like Dallas people, and for whatever reason, Dallas people don't like Fort Worth people. I don't get it.
It's been
weird.
a super old like back and forth,
which is weird because when we launched out in Fort Worth, we were one of the most well-received breweries from Dallas because it was like we straight up were like we don't give a fuck. How we launched it is that we did like a campaign for like local schools. We were like we want to do a charity thing where it's like we're gonna like do like a clothes drive. Like you need what do you need at your school? We're gonna get you that. And that's how we did.
Beer,
we teamed up with it was it was I just blanked on the name. Bearded Lady.
Yeah.
Out in Fort Worth. We teamed up with them. We did a tattoo night, but it was a school drive night too. So it was like not only did we pay for people to get tattoos, like Noble Ray, like get branded by us for life. We also hooked up their schools. We did discounts and stuff like that. And it was all because Shannon over at Bearded Lady was down for it. She was like, yeah, let's fucking do it. Yeah. And so like I got tattooed up. Only got one tattoo. I'm a little pussy. I'm not gonna. Like,
I don't have any tattoos.
I need me eagle tears right here on the.
No, it was funny because we did pay for like people to get like this Vertigo and Sex in the Canoe and then there's like this. We have our.
We need the GIF on Victor's back, like a big one.
Yeah, just a big old. What is it?
Well, I need my other side of my ribs done. So I got these ribs done.
Yeah, those ribs done. So we'll get this. We'll get like the big crown with the rays coming off.
I like it.
So no, it's funny because when we told people it was like if you get this tattoo, you not only do you get a free tattoo. But like if you come to the brewery, you get like free beer. Like you straight up will get free beer every time you show up. Like
he's like, where's my space at?
He's like, get our brand on you, and it's like, yeah, we'll give you free beer. We'll send you home with a 6-pack. We'll give you like some free
right
shit
here. We can make a big ass.
There's only ever been like I've only met one person from that night. We did like 25 plus tattoos. I only met one dude. And he got the tattoo, and it was like right above his junk. And he like comes up and was like, "Hey man," I'm like, "Whoa, bro,
whoa. Stop! This conversation.
I'm gonna give you free beer no matter what. I don't want to see what's below that."
I'm all out of cash. You have the tattoo.
Oh, that's a tattoo. Different story.
No, listen, I'll do it right before I got space right here. We can do the Rampus right here.
Hey man, that'd be dope.
And we
get like get like part of Rampus here.
Oh, I got space.
I got like that. And then it's
like Constantine. Yes, dude. Well, we got this.
You gotta have like the little rate outliner on the whole thing.
Every time I take a picture,
like Virgin Mary, but with Barabbas. Like a Virgin.
Ooh, the Virgin Barabbas.
Yes,
the Virgin Barabbas.
I'm dead ass. Like we gotta get this done. I'm down.
I'll send you the artwork.
There we go.
I'll send you the artwork. I'll have somebody mock up like the rays coming off.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen. We'll make dreams come true.
No, that's pretty badass. But I just like the aggressiveness of Deep Ellum being like, yo, we're gonna open a tap room out here. And he's gonna shit on everybody else. Don't know if they're gonna shit on everybody else, but nor do I think they said that. I don't think they said that. But in my heart, in my head,
that's what you felt.
Yeah, that's what I felt.
You're like, I know what you said.
They're feisty.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, I know the guys there. Actually, I grew up with one of the people that works there, Megan. She like runs the office. She might run more than the office nowadays. I don't know, but
I met her when she does the home brew fest. She helped run that stuff. Yeah.
So her and I like grew up together, and it was just funny because like a couple years ago, we both ended up in beer, and it was one of those things where I always thought of as a goody two shoes. She always thought I was a goody two shoes, and it's like anybody from like our like elementary, middle school, high school, like were to hang out with us. It was like try and keep up with us. Just try and keep up with us drinking or anything else that we do. It's like. Good try.
I feel the same way.
It's just hilarious because she's like, I remember running into her and just being like, "What are you doing in this industry?" And she's like, "Man, I'm fucking running shit." That's fucking
Hell yeah.
Is that a quotable? Can we quote that?
Yeah, go ahead. She's
I'm running
fucking
shit.
running shit. That's Megan right there. So yeah, no, it's just funny because like I grew up in this area, and it's just funny to see like the connections and
industry's small.
Yeah, the industry is super small. Like community used to have a brewer, and he and I went to high school together, and I didn't even know it. Like he was like a year or two younger than me, and he was like, "Oh, I went to college with hers." I was like, "No shit, so did I." James Peary, one of the owners of Turning Point. In high school, he grew up on my street.
Oh shit!
So it's like we grew up together, and I remember James.
It was in the water.
Yeah, there's
the whole block.
That whole block just straight up just turning
brewing water right there,
brewing water. It was good. It was the best brewing water. So.
No,
Yeah, man.
so I've been I have a constant debate, and I have a podcast coming out right after this with a guy from Massachusetts.
Okay.
About, in my opinion, I think DFW has the best brew city.
Okay, yeah, I can see it.
And I don't mean by just beer. Like we have good beer. And I'm not denying that. And other places have good beer. So it's not just beer for beer.
Right.
What I mean by that, and I think we're the best brew city, or best brew town, is that they're so interconnected with each other.
Oh yeah.
Everybody wants to win, but no one wants to win shit on somebody else.
Yeah.
And then so many people are interconnected. Like when I came here, it was an event you guys had here early on. We wasn't nobody. I just said, hey, I want to do a podcast here. Super welcome. Everybody's super welcome. Everybody's super welcome in the industry. Everybody wants to invite us to things and hang out with us. And we're a no-name people. Everybody wants to hang out with us. And that's what home brewers do. That with home brewers all the time. It's such an interconnected community with brewers, sales reps, beer drinkers, and everybody knows it hangs out with each other.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beauty I see here, and I don't see anywhere else. So on that note, man, I really appreciate you coming out.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks,
yeah, man.
Thank you so much for
Thank you guys.
this. Next time we hang out, drinks on me, man.
Yeah, all right.
Appreciate it. And then I'll keep you posted about that. I'm gonna get your number.
On the bourbon and whiskey.
And the tattoo.
I'm
dead ass. I'm gonna get that tattoo. The Barabbas right here. Come on.
Looking like the Virgin Mary.
With the thing, you can't tell me that's not gonna be sick.
Yes. I mean, that would look pretty dope. I'm just saying, like,
I'm just saying.
It would be sweet. The artwork would be.
The artwork would be dope.
Is that Mr. T on the side of his arm too? Is that a chair? Is he on a chair?
No, so like Krampus, what he does is he steals little kids, and so what we did was that'd be cool if he stole like some of our original characters, like as if they were bad kids. Not a robot, and then Baracus, because we don't call him Mr. T, so we don't get
copyright infringement.
No, so we have we've talked to some attorneys, and they said that it's parody law protects us.
Okay, true.
And then it's also, since we've been open for 3+ years, those graphics have been out. It's like 2 years, I think, is like the
issue that came with it.
Yeah,
we're Mr. B.
We call him Mr. Tiki.
Mr. Tiki.
Because like if you look at it, he looks like a tiki like character. Like,
ooh,
so we call him Mr. Tiki.
So
yeah.
On that note, you guys are welcome. I appreciate you guys. Everybody have a safe weekend. Don't drink, drive, take a lift, and definitely come to Noble Ray Tap Room. If you don't have Noble Ray on your, you should have them by now in almost every tap room. But if you don't, ask for it.
Yeah,
trust me, you won't be disappointed. Pink Tuxedo coming soon in the spring.
Yes, spring.
So I'll be back on that. Peace.
Bye.
Whatever this was.
The gun motion.
The guns.